spot speed study, a sample of at least 50 vehicles should be collected, but it is preferred to collect a sample size up to 100 vehicles. Traffic count is usually conducted on off-peak hours, but in our experiment we have conducted it on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. because we wanted to examine the route characteristics during weekend. We used radar gun method to collect our data because it's easy to handle and it is very accurate. There are 4 main steps that we have followed during our experiment. Firstly, the selection of the proper location, and secondly, the selection of the proper strategy of data collection. Thirdly, collecting our data using the radar gun method and recording it on the spot speed study data form. Finally, generate the frequency distribution table and calculating speed percentiles.
Presentation of spot speed data. So for the presentation of spot speed data, there are a few things that we need to prepare in order to study and also analyze the spot speed data. The first one is speed distribution table, second frequency distribution diagram, and the third is cumulative speed distribution diagram. For speed distribution table, the first thing that we need to do is to know what are the sample size. For our study, we take 150 as our sample size, and speed distribution table usually consists of car number and also its respective speed. For example, car number 1, the speed is 72 km per hour, car number 2, the speed is 82 km per hour, car number 3, 75 km per hour, and the list goes on until the end of your sample size. Once the data is ready, we need to do the speed frequency table. The first thing we need to do in speed frequency table is to set the speed range, which also known as the speed class. For our study, we start with 50 km per hour and stop at 110 km per hour. Once the speed class is determined, we need to calculate the midpoint speed. Midpoint speed can be calculated by taking the first class as an example. So we add up 50 and 60 together and divide by 2, and that is the midpoint speed. We also need to observe how many vehicles are there in that particular speed range, and it is called frequency. Then we calculate the cumulative frequency, the percentage cumulative frequency, the fx, which is frequency times with the midpoint speed, and fx square. We need this value of fx and fx square to get the mean speed and also the standard deviation of speed. Mean speed is the average speed of all observed vehicles, and standard deviation of speed is a measure of the spread of the individual speed. Then we plot a bar chart of a frequency versus speed. So from this diagram, we can get the model speed. Model speed is the speed value that occurs most frequently in a sample of spot speed. And lastly, we plot the cumulative frequency curve. From this diagram, we can get the 15th percentile, 50th percentile, and 85th percentile. So, what are the importance of this value? For 15th percentile, the value indicates the slow-moving vehicles. So, if can, we need to avoid this kind of vehicles to enter the traffic stream, because if these vehicles entering the traffic stream, it will cause a congestion, delay, jam to the traffic. 50th percentile, also known as the median speed, and 85th percentile, the value are used to determine the speed limit.
The data presentation, we got 15 percentile, 50 percentile and 85 percentile. 15 percentile represent the minimum speed on major highway. The vehicle that traveling below this amount will increase delay and congestion that can lead to an accident. From this cumulative frequency, the 50 percentile is a median speed which we got 66 km per hour. If we see the histogram, there are more vehicles that are moving faster above the median speed compared to the one moving slower. Next, 85 percentile, which is 77 km per hour, refer to the critical speed that is often used as a guide for setting acceptable speed limit. Skudai Pontian Highway is a federal road with the speed limit of 70 to 80 km per hour. The result obtained from this study show that the 85 percentile speed is in the range of the speed limit. From the histogram, the most road users are driving in the range of 70 to 80 km per hour. So, from this, it shows that Malaysian road drivers are obeying the regulation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my part in the video will be giving conclusion about our spot speed study. So basically, spot speed study enables us to determine the limiting speed of a road or the minimum suitable speed of that road. So this study basically depends on the radar gun, so and the effectiveness of using the radar gun. So proper study should be done and should be made according to precautions. We followed the technician's instructions and some videos from the internet on how to do the proper study in order to get the best results. So as a conclusion, our road was a 2-lane highway road, and we got from the analysis and the data we got that the average speed of all cars moving were around from 70 km per hour to 80 km per hour, as it appears 56 times in the data analysis. Also, the road was taken in an urban area, and it was in a very good condition, and it was on highway, so it was less congested and there was no accidents and no traffic, so cars did not slow down as we took the spot speed of the cars.